All right, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy Billy Wayne back again with Legacy United. Here we got our new guest, a longtime friend of mine, but I'm going to let him introduce himself. Go ahead, sir.
Yeah. What's happening, world? This is Michael Mack, the Mac man of the day, out here visiting. Well, used to live here a couple years ago, but now I'm in the ATL. What up?
Yes, sir. That's what's up, man. I appreciate you coming through as well with your busy schedule. It's been a while, man. Been a while, you know what I mean? So, but you guys know what we do here on this podcast. We invite local entrepreneurs, people that moved up in the corporate world, people that have gone through some things and came out, and still doing their thing, just to motivate people that they can relate to, you know what I mean? So, what I'm going to do, I'm going to pass it back to my boy Mike and kind of let him start from the beginning, man. So what's up?
Man, it's just been so good, man. Changing life at a good pace and everything, staying motivated out here, I'm very proud of you doing what you're doing out here,
thanks, man.
Especially with the project and everything. It takes a lot of work and encouragement to really put everything together like what you've been doing and everything. So, I'm very excited seeing how far you came.
Yep.
Especially building everything from the bottom, making it all the way to the top. Look.
Yes,
like my boy Dawg said, we at the top, but we started from the bottom.
Yeah,
you know what
exactly,
I'm saying? Just
man.
to get to where we at today.
Exactly right. Yep. And same man. With you as well. I mean, we've known each other for quite some time. I'll say about 10 years, maybe more. We worked with each other, and still, man, within the same city. Going through a couple of things as well. So you've seen a lot of it, man. We kind of, had to dig through and get through certain things to get to where we're at, man. As well. So, take us back a little bit, man. Where'd you grow up at?
Man, so I'm a military brat, really travel the world and everything. My pops was in the military. Really got to see a lot of things traveling the world and get a different aspect on life and everything, coming up. I think we moved to Denver like late 90s on there, you know what I'm saying? And came in Aurora. Shout out to Aurora. You know what it is. We in here. But man, it's just been a great journey for everything coming up and really learning about a lot of things. When we so young and we could just constantly running, we really don't have that time to really sit down and kind of think about a lot of things to really start laying out our future. Our people's always be like, you got to do this, but we don't really look at those type of things. So, we started at DirecTV and about 2011.
Right. Yeah. 2011.
Man, dang. What year we in now?
23. We're 23 now. 2023.
Long time ago.
Yeah,
hey, yo,
man.
shout out to all my DirecTV folks. You know what I'm saying? Hey, y'all crazy as hell, but yo, I see you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
But man.
But that's what's up, man. Like you said, A-Town in the building. Represent.
Yes, sir.
As well, but man, I thought you were born and raised in Denver, man. So you came from Chicago?
Yeah. Fam,
now it makes
from
sense.
South Side all day.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying? But fam was from Chicago and everything. Lived down south for a little bit, and
gotcha.
Man, I just can't sit still like dope. Dope don't sit still for long. Just keep constantly moving,
right.
And everything. But once I started getting up there in life, man, I think I start paying more attention to life probably maybe about 10 years ago, man, to really start understanding it. You know what I'm saying? Hey, like they say, you can't really, if you sit up there and be the last person, it's okay to be the last person. It's just you ain't got to pressure yourself.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Nobody shouldn't have to speed up your process to make you for what you is today.
I agree.
You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you got to sit back and just study. Like, me and you, we play chess a lot.
Yeah, exactly.
Got to sit back and study the board a little bit.
Yeah,
so
that's right, man. And like you said, man, about 10 years ago, and even at that time, you feel like you're behind, right?
Yeah.
It's like, dang, man, I got to get my stuff together, and you start focusing on different moves to start moving up.
Yeah.
But I mean, what was that, around 29, 30?
Yeah.
30.
Yeah.
I remember that time, man. And I had to make that decision to start, doing something different because we were both in, I think, AQ at that time. If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
That's where we were at, man. But we had to make those decisions on making the change, man. But I mean, when you're young and you're doing your thing, I mean, you're kind of out there just trying to figure things out. You have goals,
right?
But you don't really establish trying to accomplish them until older, man. So I feel you on that.
Yeah, and it's just keeping the right people in your circle that's gonna sit up there and encourage you to push you to the next level. Right. As long as you can sit up there and balance it right, it'll really help you along the way. I think that's what really helped me to make me take that leap of faith right there. You know me, I love posting a lot of quotes. Yep. And it ain't just for me, but it's somebody out there that might need some good words of encouragement to help them get through better things in life that what they're dealing with. You know what I'm saying? But it's just like a staircase. You can't walk up the whole staircase, but you can take one step up the staircase by taking that leap of faith right there.
Yeah, exactly. You know exactly. I mean? And you did that, man. You moved out to the ATL.
Yeah, man.
And that's a big change too, man. I mean, you kind of made that decision. What made you make that decision at that time?
I think what really pushed me to do that was it was really more the cost of living here, and then I started seeing myself not really making it. I started seeing where I'm going to be at in the next 5 to 10 years and everything else. You know what I'm saying? So it was just more like, let me just take this leap of faith and started an apartment. For what? I stayed in my apartment for about 2-3 years? Yeah. No, about 2 years, I think. I stayed in my apartment. And then end up buying a house. Like, you know what I'm saying? God is so good and blessing for everything that, taking me on this journey and stuff like that. So I feel like, the best thing I can sit up there and do is give back by encouraging people. You know what I'm saying? Right. Yep. You don't have to sit up there and listen to like celebrities and stuff like that. Yeah. Like, nah, look, we can keep it normal and we can keep it funky and like, yo, I'm going to be that guy. I'm going to walk with you and give you the best words of encouragement because I want to see people do better in life. You know what I'm saying? The more that you sit up there and push that person and inspire that person, the more that person's going to do on there, fitting that in their soul,
Yeah, and I feel you on that, man. And you do that quite a bit. I know, I still have a clothing line that I put on the back burner, but when I used to do designs and everything like that, man, you'll hit me up out the blue like, hey, just, here's some feedback, just try this and try that, just trying to, give that feedback. And it's rare to get that, because when you have your circle or if you try to send it out, people try to
downplay you and
everything. Exactly, right.
Putting that in your putting that negative vibe in your soul and everything. Like, uplift me. Give me some better words and encouragement that help me be better than what I was yesterday or something like that. Yeah.
And like I said, man, I mean you walk the walk, man, with that as well. So and I think that's pretty big time. Exactly what you said with you don't always have to listen to the celebrity, right? Yeah, I mean, there's only a handful of them.
There's so many of them, and not to knock them, they did their thing, you know what I'm saying? Right. But I think, like, you have to really be level-headed with someone to be like, yo, come back down, remember where you came from, and understand that everybody else has a process they go through and kind of relate to them. I think with today's time is like really not giving too much encouragement and motivations. We don't get that type of speaking no more. Too much to me. I see it. Right. You know what I'm saying? And I think more likely by you start speaking things to the existence, you'll start fitting it into your soul, right? And everything else. I had a guy tell me that he was like, man, just keep talking about the things that you want. And get your mind ready for it, because then it's gonna be delivered. And I'm gonna tell you straight up, it gets delivered, man.
I agree.
It comes through.
I agree. My pops used to tell me all that all the time, when I was growing up. Just give me all these lectures all the time, and I would sit and I would listen, but the main thing was speaking things into existence. And you can dream all day, but if you don't make that, if you don't bring it or make it verbal, and then start working towards it, man, it won't get done. But, that's where it starts at. So
it definitely, it's more being a faith walker. I would tell anybody, like, to be honest, like, I walk by your faith and stick with your faith more in your gut instinct and everything else. What everybody else is sitting up there telling you to do, you can listen, but at the same time, be on your tunnel vision and just be on faith, because I think faith really walks you through the right path of things to help you grow to accomplish more things in life. I done seen a lot of good folks that's we done seen it like either you lose your job and then you sit up there and come up something 10 times better. I'm gonna tell you, like, humbling yourself is the most encouraging thing that I always tell folks, and inspiring thing right there, because by you humbling yourself, good things is gonna come. Like, man, I was working at a job, and I had to. I guess they needed somebody to do the cleaning for them in the building. I was like, you know what, I'll do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, at that time, I'm making like $19 an hour. Like, yo, and then they paying me like, what, a little $60 for an hour and stuff like that. But by me sitting up and everybody looking at me crazy, like, yo, why you doing this? You know, you gotta clean the bath. You know, I'm like, yo, you know what? Right now, I'm just doing it just to kind of keep myself busy. I think the more you stay busy, and you'll get more focused. And guess what? I left that job a year ago, and now I'm working a 10 times better job, paying me more money, traveling and everything. You know, it was just that made me really sit up there and taught me how to humble myself. That's like people that come from overseas too, right? And they get in the dishwasher and everything, clean the dishes and everything else, like they humble themselves to get something better. You know what I'm saying?
And I mentioned this before as well, man. I started out when I was younger, man. I worked at Illages, and I used to clean toilets and sweep the park. And even till this day, even I tell my wife, if I have to go back to clean toilets, I will happily go back and have to clean toilets if I have to.
You gotta feed the
family. Exactly, right. I won't skip a beat. You know, if that's what I got to do, I got to do it. But I think a lot of the younger generation, man, is kind of missing that mindset, you know. And I understand people want to get paid more, and you want to get, you know, you want to be treated fairly as well. And you're right, you should be. But that doesn't escape the fact that, you know, you still have to grind. You know,
definitely.
grinding is the number one thing, and work ethic, man, shows a lot. Just like you say, you're cleaning on top of working, you know, your regular 9 to 5, and that shows work ethic.
And people look at you crazy and strange, like you're doing this and everything else, but it's just more about the discipline. And the responsibility and everything else. Is just like, yo, good things that come to that way when it's time. Just always humble yourself. Don't be too prideful about things like that. You know what I'm saying? I think we all then had crazy jobs, good jobs, bad jobs, and everything else. But one thing I can say is, by humbling yourself more, will really sit up there and push you better, give you better things in life along the way.
Yeah, I agree, man.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir. So, man. So, you say you still out there in ATL, man. And we, you know, before the podcast started, man, you say it's the best decision you ever made. You loving it out there. And I came out there a couple years ago to visit. My first time out there, and I will tell you, and this is true, for anybody that when they first visit the ATL, it's a culture shock. You know, you're not used to seeing that many black folks around in the community. And it's beautiful out there. Of course, it's hot and, you know, humidity and everything like that. But the beauty out there, and just the you know, the feeling out there as well, is a lot different. And that is definitely one spot, if ever moved, is where I'll go to as well, man. So
man, it really made me step my game up a lot more. Like, man, like they might be like, yo, you bougie now. Nah, it's just because I elevated. Like, you know, people look at you strange and say you changed, but nah, you ain't changed. It's just more like you leveling up. You motivated. You really want to get something better. So you try to sit up there and just kind of grind so hard and just push people to be the best. I think the only way you're going to get the best version of yourself is basically having that best person, that next partner next to you that's going to elevate you and push you and motivate you. If they ain't doing that for you, then
you gotta find
out the door. But, you know, Atlanta really is treating me really good and helped me get ahead of life quicker and everything. I think if I still probably been here, man, I'd probably be on the couch somewhere.
Oh, man.
Hell, I'd probably be sleeping in a goddamn cardboard box and shit. The way y'all goddamn spend some money. When I found out y'all got to pay for bags, too, I was like, what?
I saw that, man. You get used to it. You know?
I was like, but you just got to adjust to it. So it's just like, yo, you got to do that. But, yo, it's crazy to me.
It is crazy. It is very expensive out here, man, for sure.
What's one of your biggest inspiration that made you start your project?
Oh, my project. So, I mean, there's a few, but the biggest one, honestly, man. So, you know, we worked at DirecTV, and I'm sitting there and I'm working, and we had our 401k and everything. I didn't know. People talk about 401k. I don't know what it is.
It ain't make sense to us.
Max out, cool. Okay, I'll put 4%. Nah, I'll put 2% or whatever. But there's a guy, one of my coworkers. You remember him, Rich?
Yeah. Shout out to Rich. What's up,
Big Rich? Yeah. So, you know, he's an older guy, and he pulled me aside one day. And he was like, so, you know, how do you manage your 401k? I'm like, honestly, I don't even know, man. I'm gonna need help. So he pulled me aside for a full hour, man, and he gave me a breakdown on how it works, you know, how to do some research, how to build it, and how to project it to grow. So he showed me a few things, and I moved some things around. He said, don't look at it for another 3 months. So I came back 3 months later. Man, it went up like 13%. 13%, right? So I'm like, man, this is crazy. And I never knew anything about that, you know. And nobody that I knew grew up with in my circle.
Yeah, because we don't know about that. That's just like our family. They didn't really understand how credit work and everything else.
Right.
We were just more about, hey, let's rent the house or do this and everything. Right. So credit, I think that really hurted our urban community there. Not being taught, and especially with these classes today, I think they should really take one of these classes about economics for real and how to start prepping these kids to start learning about credit and everything else. Like
should be
we learn so much about other stuff, schoolhouse stuff,
right,
and everything, but it's just more like it should be more prepared. I mean, I understand this when you go to college and stuff. I know they got those courses and stuff like that, but I think they should really start teaching kids about
at a younger age.
Yeah, at a younger age and everything.
You know, I mean, they have programs now to where either they'll teach them something at the end of the class or at the end of the school for an hour, but it's not progressive. You know.
Yeah.
Like you said, it should be like, you know, 1 year you take it, the next year you take the next level, the next year you take the next level, and you got to pass it in order to move on. But yeah, they teach it in college, but it's better to get a basic understanding before you even have to graduate high school, period, man. But yeah, that was one of the inspirations, man. But on top of that, so I think a little bit before that, or maybe at the same time, I was trying to get my son into a summer camp as well, and the summer camp, man, it came out to like $1,500, $2,000 for a summer camp for a week. Ooh. You know what I mean? So, and that was the time where I thought I was doing well.
Okay.
Economically.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm like, man, I think I'm over here thinking I'm doing well, but I can't even afford to put my son into camp.
Right.
Something that's beneficial to people that don't have that burden.
Yeah.
You know, then I'm like, dang, well, there's a lot of people that are not able to get their kids into these type of programs because of financial reasons, you know. So that's one of the things that kind of triggered it as well. Is what I want to do is establish or even try to bridge the gap in the inequality in the culture economy. So really starting that, and it's going to take a while. It takes generations. It's even hard to get people to enroll in the courses because of the mindsets. You know what I mean? And I was saying this in our earlier podcast with Candace, is that I think it's an ego thing. Yeah. You know, like a lot of adults are like, okay, I want to learn about it, but then once they start seeing it, like, oh, checking account, I know that. I don't need to know that. Yeah. Budgeting, I know how to just put some money away, but it's not about you. It's about the kids. Yeah. It's about helping them understand that at a younger age and then being able to get that jump start. Yeah. You know? So, but yeah, that's kind of a nutshell, man, about, how I wanted to get this started, man. So,
okay. Yeah. That's one thing, man. Like, the way we grew up, we always want to sit up there and teach our kids to be better. And, it's crazy because I was just sitting up there telling my sister earlier today, I was like, yo, a lot of foundation, we lose a lot of foundations from the way we grew up, and then now that our kids get older, we don't really apply the same foundations. Those foundations really helped made us what we are today.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? Yep. Versus sitting up there like being more friendly or whatever it is. It's just like, man, this is like going out there shoveling snow. Like, yo, we used to go out there like, man, I bet you these kids don't go out here and shovel no snow. They don't want to make no money.
Crazy.
So, we was taught how to hustle to really go out there to go get it, and nobody giving us anything.
Yep.
Nowadays, everybody just want to be given things, but don't want to put the work in and go hustle to go get it. Yep. And I'm a firm believer, the more work you put in, the greater opportunity is going to present itself and come your way.
Yeah, I agree, man. And I also feel, a lot of people are out there like, yeah, you got to give 100%, 120%. But to be real, if you give 95%, you're giving way more effort than the average person that you know. Even if you just put in that 95%. Now, 100, 120, that's what's up. You're killing the game. But even if you just put in that 95, 90%, man, you're going to be doing way more than a lot of people. Man.
Don't be a Billy Bob sitting over there giving 10, 20% and all that. And then you're out there on the corner hustling for loose change and everything. Yep. I might give you $1 or $2, but shit, I'm going to keep it moving.
Hey, that's the thing, you know. And I know a lot of people don't have a lot of control over certain situations.
Yeah.
But I also said this before, but you do have 100% control in how you respond to those situations.
Yeah.
You know, it's 100% on you on how you want to respond. You can get angry, you can do something rash, and we all know in a split second you can do something that might change, impact your life for the worst for the rest of your life, or benefit your life. You know, and it's all up to you on what decision or what path you want to take.
Yeah.
It reminds me real quick. There's a show called Snowfall.
Yeah, that's my joint right there.
Man, same. And there was the last episode when they showed Franklin, you know, and he was an alcoholic and everything, man. And that scene hit me, you know, because I know people like that.
Yeah,
you know, I know people I grew up with, and you know, certain things happen, and they made those decisions, and you know, they turned out, you know, just being addicted or something like that, man. So that was a really hard.
And and you know what? He basically became his own father.
Yeah, exactly.
He hated his own father and everything else.
Sure
and
did.
he also tried to help his father get his father right and everything else.
Yep.
But you know, he let that he got too greedy and let that really control him.
Right.
To turn him into that, and then look what he lost.
Right.
Lost his white girlfriend, lost the kid as well. He lost everything.
Right.
Hell, he ain't even had a dog. You supposed to lose the house, the kid and the dog, but shit, he ain't had no damn dog. Like damn.
Yeah,
but
man.
you know, it just really show a lot about like life right there. Like don't take anything for granted. Like you know, you can lose it all in one day, but what makes it better is how you come back and bounce back. You know what I'm saying? Especially you talking to me, man. Look, I done came off a couch. What 16 or something like that.
Oh yeah.
After I got out of my relationship with my daughter's mother and everything.
Okay.
Had to go sleep on somebody's couch. Shout out to my boy E. Taylor. But yeah, I had to go sleep on the couch for a couple months and everything, and then got an apartment, and then you know. Transition, like man, I tell you, man, life is so good and how it's treating me, and it's gonna even get better for me down the road from what I see. But like I said, it's your vision is everything. So with your project that you doing and everything, man, keep the vision alive and keep speaking things to the existence. And at the same time, for the folks out there, stay motivated, stay grinding, keep your faith, keep walking by faith. Don't walk by sight, but walk by faith more. Cause sight, you can see it, but then your faith will really open you up to better things in life.
Up, man. I agree. That's what's
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yes, sir. So I got a couple questions for you, man, before we close this out for the day. But first one is, let me see here. So I asked this for everybody, man. So if there's anything that you can tell the younger you, you know, what would it be? Now, the thing is that we all know that we were hard-headed when we were young.
Yeah.
So nobody could tell us anything at that time. But do you think there is something that you could tell yourself at a young age that might have made that impact?
That's a good one right there, man. What would I tell myself that? I think I would probably tell myself to be a little bit more... a little bit financial and stuff like that. Micromanage your spending habits and you know, and work hard, because then when you get up to like about late 30s or 40s, you can really travel the world and enjoy life and everything else. I would sit up there and like really, you know, get your stepping stone together to be more prepared and things like that. You know, I didn't really get that much inspiration about life that much, because you know, everybody was still trying to figure out life and stuff like that. But I would tell myself, keep the people in your circle that's going to encourage you, to motivate you to do better. Right. You know, if you just sitting up there just doing the same thing every day, smoking weed and drinking and everything, it ain't making no accomplishment. I would sit up there and find your inspiration, whatever you're good at. You got the talent right there. You know what I'm saying? and just use your talent for what it is.
Yep.
You know?
Yep. I agree, man. Yeah, like you said, find the passion, because when you're growing up, especially when you're a teenager, man, and you find your talent, you got a lot of people telling you that, don't do it.
Yeah.
Now there's one thing. There's one thing about going after your dream and not trying to prepare yourself.
Yeah.
Then there's another, the other way is preparing yourself, making sure you're taking care of yourself at that moment and working towards your dream too, man. So
yeah, definitely. Like, we always used to hear, gotta have a backup plan plan about things. Why do you need a backup plan? Just keep going forward.
Right. Yep.
It's just like the alphabet, A and B.
Yeah.
Can't have like, you don't need no B plan. I mean, you do need a B plan because that's going forward, but you can't have a backup plan to fall back on something. Right. Keep moving forward and keep striving to be the best at what you are today.
And adjust yourselves if you need it, but keep working towards it.
Yeah.
You're right. Yes,
definitely.
Sir. Yes, sir. But yeah, man, that's the biggest one. Let me see. The other one will be actually the other question is going to be in our follow-up episode, man, in our top 3-5s here in a minute. But yeah, man, before we close this out, did you have any other final words or motivational quotes or anything you want to share with the audience?
Man, I would say one of my biggest, I don't even want to do the quote, but I'll give a better inspiration is, always be blessed for what you have today, because what you have today is what you can't have tomorrow.
That's
you
right.
know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And just remember, everybody ain't gonna carry your casket when it's time to go.
Facts.
You just gonna have to just get in the ground like with your granny and everybody else, and hey, ride it out. But no, one thing I can say is stay inspired, stay motivated. Stay on the grind and really push yourself to the next level. Better doors is gonna really open up if you speak it to the existence. It's gonna come. You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
you're going to see a lot of great things in life that is coming your way, I would say, on there.
Cool. That's what's up. No, I appreciate that, man. I also appreciate you being on the episode today as well. Like a celebrity running around, man, trying to take care of a task all day.
Man,
but you made it out here.
I'm telling you, like, I feel like, I do feel like a celebrity. I got to go here, go there, and everything else. Like, man, everybody calling my phone. I'm like, I'm ready to go back home and go to sleep. Like, look, it's time to go back to the country and all that.
Man,
I'm ready for a 10-piece, boy. Y'all chicken wings expensive out here, by the way, too.
Right.
Like, boy, shoot.
Exactly. It's all expensive.
I don't know if you got to go catch the damn chicken or what, but no, shout out to everybody that was really tuning in and really. Hopefully you get a lot of inspiration from our podcast, especially this guy right here. This has been my guy. He's doing big things. It's coming real soon and everything. But I appreciate everybody that's really inspired and living that day of life and walking on that path of faith right there. Shout out to Jenna Rose and Tyrone Banks.
Rose, Mr.
We
Banks.
see ya.
That's what's up.
Shout out to Bird too.
Yep,
I see you.
yep,
All my
exactly.
DTV, AT&T, whatever.
Yep, exactly that too. Exactly.
We in the building. What's up?
Do it. So we appreciate that. Appreciate the audience checking in with us. Like and subscribe as always. We're gonna be on YouTube and your favorite. There you go. YouTube and your favorite podcast.
That's right.
Streaming services. Got the merch all the time. Product placement. Righteous Project Inc. But this is your boy Billy Wayne again with Legacy United with Michael Mack as well.
Yes, sir.
Checking out for the day and see you guys soon.
Yes, sir. Shout out to Booty Juice.
Booty Juice.
Wanted to
That's
say
right,
that.
man.
Yes, sir.